Hello, Taurus. So here is a reading kind of like what's in your energies currently. These are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, guys. So first up, in what this reading, what the basis of this reading represents or is about, you have the High Priestess. In your current energies regarding this, you have the Ace of Cups. In your near future, you have the Four of Pentacles. Your challenge regarding the situation is the Chariot reversed, and what's recommended for you is the Magician. So now, with the High Priestess, I really feel like this situation, I don't want to be like, it's something you feel in your gut, but honestly, that's how I feel. I think it's something that has a lot of potential. I think it's something that you feel really in your gut. It's like almost like something that your intuition is telling you that you should pursue, or I don't want to say that there's red flags with or something. There's something with your intuition. Whatever the situation represents, it has really strongly to do with, I don't want to say just intuition, no facts, no logic or whatever. I'm not saying that, but it is something that, like, I think your soul or your gut is telling you that you either need to pursue it or you're going in a direction with something. Whatever this is, there's something about you have a gut feel that you need to go on this path. I know that doesn't probably make a lot of sense, but that's what, to me, the High Priestess represents, is that kind of inner knowing. And whatever this is for you, you have some kind of inner knowing. But in your current energies, you have the Ace of Cups. So this is all about kind of like an initial, I don't want to say love or passion, but it's something that has sparked your interest. And the Cups is all about emotions. So this is really tied to your emotions. It's something that kind of makes you a little happy, a little giddy. It's something that you just, in your gut, is making you happy. So I feel like whatever this represents, it's something that you feel like it's going to be good for you or you want to do, but it's something really like on a, I don't want to say an emotional level. So this could be a relationship for some of you, or it could just be that you're starting something different that's kind of like exciting you at this time. But in your near future, you have the Four of Pentacles, and this represents kind of holding on. And because we have the Chariot in reverse, I wonder if some of you, I don't want to say, what do they say? What was the real, like that real world when stuff gets real, life kicks in? I don't even know. But anyway, I just wonder if some of you are doing something that you just know in your soul is really exciting to you and you just really want to do it. But with the High Priestess, I always almost see it like, I don't want to say as a moon card. It's almost like you just know it, but you can't explain why the hell you know it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's something inside of you that you just know, this is what I was meant to do, or this is what I want to do, or this is the person I really like, or whatever, but you can't really explain it in logic and within reason. It's one of those kind of cards. So it really ties in with this Ace of Cups a little bit. But the Four of Pentacles, I think some of you might be getting to a point in the near future where now you're really starting to assess the situation and assess the practicality of the situation. So I don't think the Four of Pentacles is bad. I think it's just within this, it's you kind of being like, okay, let me take stock of what I have. Let me make sure that I'm not overgiving or I'm not getting completely like carried away with this. So I think this is actually good regarding this reading. But the Four of Pentacles, you don't want to get it to a point where now you're getting stuck and you're not doing something. But I think for me, for this reading, I do like the Four of Pentacles here because I feel like it's a little bit more of that logical energy coming in and that kind of like, okay, well, I really want to do this. It makes me so happy, but, you know, let me just look at my finances. Let me look at how practical this is and what is the best way to move forward with it. So I think this is actually very, very good that this is coming in for you in the near future, because I think it's lovely to get carried away with our hearts and our intuitions, you know, but sometimes we need that little like, okay, you know what, let's make sure that, you know, I'm not going to wind up screwing myself in the near future. Let me just pull back. Let me just assess this and let's look at this from a little bit of a rational point of view. So I think this is very, very good. Now, your challenge, though, with the Chariot in reverse, I think you're going to be taking this journey with this, but you might be a little aimless. You might not really know what the next step is or how to do it. You might be a little all over the place. You might be even a little hesitant. And that could be representative of the Four of Pentacles as well. Because the Four of Pentacles, it's a little bit, I'm not saying it's stuck energy, but it's a little bit of like, you know, like, what is it? Apprehensive. It's just kind of like, okay, you know what? Let me see. Let me take a minute. So I think your challenge is probably to figure out, because I feel like I don't want to say this is a dreamy energy or whatever this represents. It's something that's in your mind. But for some of you, it might be something that's within your mind. It might be something that you've always wanted to do, or you've always wanted to invest your time in some way. And it's not really like set in stone. You might be having to figure out a lot of the troubleshooting aspects of it. So you may be feeling a little like aimless and a little like not really sure of the steps ahead or how to do it, or even if you're able to do it. So that's something to definitely watch out for. But I do think with the Four of Pentacles here, I think you're going to start, to me, this is really saying that you're going to start kind of figuring out a little bit more of the practical aspects with that. And that's extremely important. But with the Magician here being recommended, this is saying that you have everything you need to move this forward. So he's another card to me of taking stock in what you have, you know, but he has everything he needs. He just has to merge it together. You know, he has to kind of like, you know, I always see him almost as like, even if he doesn't have everything, he's going to just figure out a way to put on a good show. So sometimes even if you don't have everything exactly what you need, you might have enough to kind of get by for a time being until you get more stuff or you get the right stuff. So, but this guy's saying, try it out. So this is definitely saying that whatever this is, whatever this gut feeling or this passion project or whatever you just know in your soul is meant for you to do, this guy's saying, you know, try it out. But he's also looking at all the aspects of it. He has the practical aspect, he has the emotional aspect, he has the strategic or the thoughts, you know, the logic with him, and then he has the wand, which represents like action. So this is saying that you need to incorporate all of that into this high priestess situation, into this kind of dream or intuitive gut feeling. You need to merge all these aspects together to actually create this or to have this come into reality for you. But let's see what else we get for you guys. Okay, guys, so first up, you have Koi Fish Spirit. There's always enough. And I kind of feel like that's going with this Four of Pentacles here, because the Four of Pentacles could be feeling like you don't have enough. You don't want to lose what you have. So I think, but I do like the Four of Pentacles. I know some people don't like the Four of Pentacles, but I do think the Four of Pentacles is actually a very good card. It's a card to me of, it could represent over responsibility in a way, like micromanaging. But I definitely think in some aspects, especially if you're doing something kind of from the gut, you need to be very, very aware, because you don't want to wind up getting screwed. So you need to kind of be aware of all aspects. But I think regarding this, if there is certain apprehensions or fears, I think this is saying that there is like enough for you. Because I wonder if with the Chariot in reverse, if you might be feeling like a little stuck, and that could be maybe it's like financially you feel like there's not enough, or maybe you feel like something that you're doing regarding this wouldn't be enough. But I think it's enough. I think you have everything you need. Even if you don't have everything you think you need, I think there's ways around this. And to me, this is saying that in a way you have like enough to even get started with this, if that makes sense. And this says it has a 36 on it, just in case some of you that means something for you. Now you have Soul Delight, speak your truth. And I think this is saying that I wonder you know what? I wonder if it's kind of going with the Four of Pentacles as well. I wonder if like some of you, and even with the Chariot in reverse, because in the upright, to me, the Chariot is going to let everybody know he's on this new journey. He's excited. You know, he probably barely even packed, or maybe he overpacked. I like to think this guy probably overpacked because he has a Chariot. He's going to pack like my mom. He's going to pack everything. But I wonder if some of you, if this Four of Pentacles also represents that you're kind of not only just holding on to things, but you're kind of holding on from sharing this with other people as well. Maybe you're a little nervous about criticisms or people not really understanding. And the Chariot, maybe you're kind of wanting to take this journey, or you're starting, but you're not really letting anybody know. But I think this is also that you don't have to keep this to yourself, because I feel like with the Magician, this guy's going to let everybody know about his act. Like he's going to play around. He's going to try it out. He might not always be successful, but he's going to keep kind of playing it around until he figures out the right method with this. So I think even speaking your truth is like, even with this High Priestess, I feel like whatever the situation is, you just know in your gut, in your soul, that this is it. This is something that's going to be good for you. And this Ace of Cups here is like, you're excited about it, you know? So I think you just have to acknowledge that you're excited and acknowledge that this might be something that you're really going to enjoy. Now, with these two are interesting. You have Axe, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment, and girl with a snake. Empath and narcissist paradigm. Yeah. Being charmed or used, enable boundaries. So some of you might kind of, I don't necessarily know if I feel like you're breaking up with somebody. I just think there's something in your gut is going on. But I feel like, I wonder with the silent treatment, because the speak your truth, I wonder with the Four of Pentacles and the Chariot, as I was saying, that you might not be letting other people know. You might kind of not be letting people know about this. But I think even with the breakup and separation, this could be even stopping the pattern. This might be something that you've wanted to do or try for a very long time, and you never really pursued it. And I think you're at a stage now where you really want to pursue it, but you might still be hesitant on it. So I think that's kind of stopping the pattern, is that I think you have to give this a go. Because with the Magician here, he's like, you have everything to do this. So some of you, that might be part of the issue, is that you're hesitating. You know, you're getting into this Four of Pentacles moment, which I do like the Four of Pentacles. To me, I think he's going to be very, very practical about this, but you don't want to get stuck in the Four of Pentacles energy. You want to be able to shift this Chariot upright and move forward effectively. Now, with Girl with a Snake, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. Now, I wonder if some of you really need to put up some kind of boundaries. So I think regarding this, with the boundaries, it could even be financial, because the Four of Pentacles is going to watch his money. Like, this guy's watching his money very, very closely. But he's going to have certain boundaries where he's going to make sure he has whatever he needs to pay, it's going to get paid. So some of you might need to actually put some type of boundaries, or make sure that if there's somebody else involved in this, they're not either taking your idea, or they're not like, they're not taking advantage. Because when we have this emotions, especially with this Ace of Cups, it's like exciting, you know. Sometimes we don't see all like the BS quite yet because we're so happy in the moment. But I think that this is saying that if there's certain things that you're worried about, just keep aware of that. And just either put the boundaries, but just make sure people aren't kind of, I don't want to say taking advantage, because I wonder for some of you if this is something that's, I don't know, I just feel it in your gut. I mean, I don't feel it in your gut, but I just feel it in my gut that this is something that you just know. It's like some kind of knowing that you were meant to do, but sometimes with that, other people don't really like understand it. So you might have to kind of, I wonder if that's for some of you, you think people are not going to understand, or maybe they've been a little naysayer in the past, and that's why you're not really letting people know about it, or you don't want to talk about it, or you're a little hesitant with certain things. But I think you might need to even put up mental boundaries in a way of like, okay, if X, Y, and Z says this, I'm just going to like 1 year, in 1 year, out the other type of thing. But you'll know. You'll know. Anyway. So now we have root chakra, safety. In the hurricane of life, a strong foundation will keep you safe. And I kind of feel like this is really, because whenever you have this intuition, this gut feeling, and this like exciting new emotional thing, something that you're really happy about, I think that the safety to me is kind of going with this Four of Pentacles, where you have to still come at it. And even with the Magician, he's balanced out. Like he's coming at everything with like all the aspects. So you need to kind of not get carried away with this. So I definitely think building a strong foundation, which I do think that's what you're doing. With the Four of Pentacles and the Magician, I really feel like you're going to start, even if you feel a little aimless right now, I think you're going to start kind of really looking at the other details regarding the situation and figuring that out. So I think that's really, really good. Because if you build it on a really good foundation, or you have a strong foundation and you've figured all those details out, it's going to be much better for you in the future. Now, positive work outcomes. Consistent efforts will bring rewards, and a major purchase is worth making. So for some of you, I definitely think this is something that you're going to be doing for the long haul. I really think this is something, because you have the High Priestess here, like the Chariot and the Magician. Like I think this is kind of long haul kind of stuff, but it definitely is something that you're going to have to continue with. Like you're going to have to continue on the journey, and every time you hit up a bump, you got to move forward. You got to pursue it or push past that. So I definitely think that's great. Now we have phases. Shine even when you're not whole. And I think this is saying any journey, there's stages to this. You might be at one stage with this, and it's going to take time to get to the next stage. So even with the Chariot in reverse, he's kind of a little aimless. He doesn't really know how to get started. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know what he's doing. So I think that's just like different phases that you're going to have to figure out regarding this. And let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. And I think maybe with the Four of Pentacles, you're kind of like, I don't want to say getting stuck, but I think this is kind of that energy of like really observing everything. And sometimes things do kind of flow a little naturally, Sometimes we think we have a problem, and then all of a sudden the problem kind of like works its way out. So, but definitely take action on this. Definitely kind of look at all the details and kind of like play around with it. Okay. Now we have pencil it into your schedule. The power of serenity now. So and I feel like that's like with the High Priestess, to me, she has like serenity, but she's also kind of all the intuition. So if you start to feel a little stressed, maybe take a minute, because that's good. We all need to probably take a minute and relax. And then you have when life gets blurry, adjust your focus. And I definitely think that's with the Chariot. To me, this guy's probably not wearing his glasses. In the reverse, I don't think he even has contacts or his glasses in. So he can't see anything. I wear glasses, and I know when I'm not wearing them, I can't see anything at all. So I feel like that's what's going on with this guy. So you might need to either like hone your focus into one area, or just kind of not look at all the details, but kind of focus on one or two of the details that you actually can do right now. And then that would help you kind of allow this situation to unfold naturally. Because I wonder if some of you, this situation is like almost a big thing, and it might be a little overwhelming at this moment. So you might be feeling a little overwhelmed. But I think if you start just taking one bite at a time, or one piece at a time, it's going to help you kind of get through this, and you might even make it much easier for you. Now, Bob Ross has to say, don't try to understand everything in nature. Just look at it and enjoy it. And this is another thing about allowing the situation to unfold naturally. And even with the serenity here, I wonder if some of you feel a little bit stressed out, and this is just saying that, like, just enjoy the process, find peace even in the chaos. And sometimes, one thing at a time. And sometimes that'll help, like, kind of move things along a little bit. Now for your affirmation card, you have, today I am adventurous. Today I will get out of my comfort zone and try something I've never tried before. And I feel like this is really going with this High Priestess. Whatever this is, I really think this is something that you've been You just know in your gut. You know it's right for you in your gut. And it's just maybe now is the time that's right to actually take this journey and to pursue this. And for your little stress relief and self-care card, you have setting up a great day. Objective, make your bed mindfully. Oh man, I'm failing this one. Do you make your bed every morning? It may seem like a waste of time on a rushed morning, but there are many great reasons to adopt this simple habit. Making your bed is considered a keystone habit and is correlated to more productivity, a sense of well-being, and even better budgeting skills. It sets the tone for accomplishment throughout your day when you complete this one task the moment you get out of bed. Like I said, guys, I don't make my bed. I make it like when I wash the bed. So basically I wash the bed once a week. So I make it once a week, but I'm like a tornado. I don't know what happens when I sleep, but everything's all screwed up. And I just like get back into that mess every night. Listen, I'm not a perfect person, guys. But if you guys make your bed, good for you. You're doing the good adult thing. Okay, now let's see what spirit of the dish shall be with you during the situation. You have the spirit of the Ace of Drinks, which is the spirit of the water. Now, for your dinner and a movie, you have Italian food and romance movies. For the energies that you either need to tap into or be aware of, you have Tauruses. You guys got yourself. And you guys are very, very, it's about love, money, and powers of attraction. But you guys are very, I don't want to say you guys are stubborn, but I just really feel like the bull, if he doesn't want to move, he's not moving. You're not moving that guy. So I feel like you guys are very, you got that long-term game energy as well. Like you're patient, like you guys, eventually you're going to get to where you need to go. But I don't think some Tauruses are easily swayed. Like I think when you really know something in your gut, you're committed and dedicated. And I feel like that's kind of the energy you need to have right now with this. You also have Sagittarius, and this is about expansion and good fortune. You have two of the Sagittarius, like Jupiter, which is also kind of Sagittarius, and that's about expansion and good fortune. So I definitely think that you are expanding on something, and I think this is something worth doing or a situation worth kind of pursuing because you have a lot of that. But I feel like it's just something that you got to figure it out. Life, it's all troubleshooting. You have the first house, which represents appearance, ego, and the self. And then you have the sixth house, which represents health, detail, order, work, and structure. You have a number 3 here, which is an odd number. So that means the special guest, they'll be answering your questions today, Tauruses, will be the Magic 8 Ball. Think of those questions. He'll be out here shortly. So we got V, M, H, I, A, G, U, O, L, B, and 8, 1. Oh, and you have clarity. And I just really feel like with you guys, I just feel like the situation, I think you're going to have clarity. I just feel like even the High Priestess, even though I think it's like an energy of just knowing, it's some kind of clarity within just knowing. So, and I think as you kind of play around with this, especially with the Magician, if you play with this a little bit, I think you're going to gain clarity. To me, I feel like this is a little bit, I don't want to say of like a ball of string, but a ball that's been kind of jumbled a little bit and it just looks like a disaster and a mess. But sometimes when you pull that one right string, it starts to unravel the whole ball. And all it takes is that one string that just helps it kind of start unraveling. And then once you pull one string and then you find maybe another string and then, this ball of mess that was tangled actually gets untangled. And I feel like you're in that kind of zone right now with this. It's like, you should be doing this, but you might be seeing it as this ball and you're like, I don't even know where to start with this mess. But I just feel like there's a string you just have to kind of pull to help you to get this going. Okay, and you have the little seahorse or the rocking horse here. Now, to me, this is saying that if you rock one way and back, so this guy kind of keeps rocking like this, right? I think you need to I feel like this is saying that keep balance within your life regarding this, but you need to kind of be actively trying it, don't, if you're, I think the 4 of Pentacles is very, very positive, but the the problem with the Four of Pentacles could be that you're getting stuck. So you'd be just stuck on like one aspect. I think you need to kind of rock this back and forth a little bit and try to kind of get momentum, you know, try stuff, see how it goes. If it goes well, try it a little bit more, you know, kind of like you have to kind of finagle this a little bit. You know, you got to kind of like seesaw it. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you got to like be proactive in this situation, because you have to be proactive with this rocking horse or he's not going to rock. So you have to be proactive regarding this. Okay. Now it is time. Think of those questions, Tauruses, and we shall ask. Oh, mystical, magical 8-ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Taurus's question? It says, ask again later. He doesn't have an answer right now. Maybe your question is, maybe it'll even change. Maybe it won't even be quite the question that you have today. But anyway, or he's just, he's, this one. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, year, lifetime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.